Welcome to this, the third edition of Jeff's Cooking with HMR. Today we're going to make my pizza crust recipe. It's one of my favorites, and I think it probably will be yours as well. All we need to make the pizza crust is the HMR 500 chicken soup and the 70 vanilla. We're going to dump it into the bowl, and then we're going to add a third cup of water, quarter to a third, varies a little bit, whatever works for you. Gonna stir it up. Now, one of the keys to this whole thing is once we're done mixing this up, we're going to put this on parchment paper. Now, I don't know if most of you are familiar with parchment paper or not. I wasn't until I started cooking with the HMR. It's pretty important to use, otherwise the stuff just sticks so much it's not really usable. So we're going to make us a nice pizza crust. When we're done, this should be about a 7-inch diameter pizza crust, and it only takes a few minutes here. And it's pretty well mixed up. When I'm on the fast, I usually eat at least one of these a day. Okay, pretty well mixed up. So what I've got now is just my dinner plate. I've pre-cut a piece of parchment paper. Actually, I'll probably use this one 4 or 5 times already. Parchment paper looks something like this when you buy the Reynolds brand. I think I pay like $4 for the box, and again, you can use it a lot. So now, you're with me, we're going to spread this, I'm going to dump this here. Probably not the best camera angle, but that's okay. We're just going to dump the contents here out onto the paper. Wife likes it because I use one spatula for the whole thing, less mess in the kitchen. So that's pretty good. Yes, I lick the bowl later on, but shh, don't tell anybody. Alright, good enough. So I got my blob here. I'm going to start spreading it out. Again, I'm looking for about a 7-inch diameter. It's important not to get it too thin in the middle, because if later on you want to put toppings on this pizza, it doesn't work so well if you've got a hole in the middle, right? It makes kind of a mess. So spread it out for about as big as you want. I'd say somewhere in that ballpark, right? Take more time, make it a little prettier, but time is valuable and you're spending your time watching my video, so we're just going to make this quick and clean. I would say that's about it. Now, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but right there I left kind of a thin spot in the middle. That wouldn't work. That'd create the hole when we go to cook it. So I'm going to have to spread that back over. And the edges can be a little thin, but you definitely don't want the middle too thin. I'd say that looks like an adequate size. I'm going to try and clean the last little bit off and just splop it in there so I don't waste any. Because you know what, HMR product can be a little expensive, and I really don't want to waste any. Another little hole I saw there I'm trying to fill in. Alright, we're done with this. I'm going to put it in the microwave. I have a conventional kitchen microwave. I say that because sometimes when I do this for the classes, I bring a small microwave and it takes forever to cook something. In a regular microwave, home microwave, this will take about 3 minutes. So we'll put it in here, tuck it on the paper, and we'll let it go. Alright, it's been cooking for about 2.5 minutes yet. We've got about another 20 seconds or so. Now I want you to see how it's bubbled up on the outside, but the very dead center is cratered. That won't do. That means that part has not cooked yet. And if we go to put it in the toaster oven, or the regular oven, whatever, it's not going to work. So I'm going to have to give it a few more minutes here. A little more time. But what I need to see is I need to see that very middle part bubble up too, not just the outer edge. Now it's kind of working at it. You see it bubbling a little bit right there. It's getting close. It's getting close. I'm going to give it maybe another 15 seconds or something like that. So part is really nice. The other part is like, it's getting there. What do we see? Yeah. What do you say, everybody? 5-10 more seconds, something like that. What happens is ultimately the inner part will bubble up like a big mound of meringue or something like that on a pie. It's nice and big right in the middle. As you can see, it's kind of doing that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and call that one done. We're going to pull it out of the oven now. You with me? So that one took a little bit more than 3 minutes. Again, it varies. The biggest determiner for that is your water. Now, I don't know if you can see it on the camera here. Now this part here is really well cooked. This part here is the last part I was waiting for. And right now I'd give it a 50-50 chance we're going to get a hole in that when I pull it off. but I'm going to go ahead and try anyway. If it was just me, I'd let it cook a little bit longer. So the trick now is we're just going to gently peel it off. And you can probably see a different color. It's a little dark, a little lighter here on the outer edge. In the middle it's a little more dark. That just means it didn't quite cook as much on the inside edge, but that's okay. And I do eat these, by the way, sometimes without toppings. They're pretty good, kind of like a thick tortilla or something. Very good just by themselves. And so it's just terrible when I have to eat my mistakes. So as you can see, I peeled it off the paper. The paper, it has a little bit of residue, which will dry off and flake off later on. It's completely reusable. So now I've got this. I don't know how thick it is, that thick. But it's pretty good. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it in my toaster oven set for 350 degrees. Yes, you can use a regular oven. The reason why I'm using the toaster oven is, first of all, I just bought it at Christmas. It was $20. It was nice and cheap, and it's fast. I don't have to wait for it to preheat like you do a regular oven. And since it's a toaster oven, I get the top and the bottom elements cooking at the same time, and cooks so much quicker that way, which is good, because usually when you're in HMR, you're a little hungry and you want to eat right away. So I'm going to close this one up. I'm going to let this one cook for probably about 15 minutes. And again, you can do this in your oven, 350 degrees in your regular oven. It's been cooking for about 15 minutes now. I'm going to pull it on out of the toaster oven. As you can see, we're a little golden brown here on the outer edge, a little soft in the middle. Bottom looks like that. It's nice and crunchy out here. It's very chewy here in the middle, just the way I like them. So the question is, what can we top them with if we're on fast? Well, not too much. I don't think HMR would approve, but personally what I do is I use a little bit of salsa. It's not too high in calories, just a little bit, spread it on out, gives it some flavor. Very few calories. Another thing I'll put on it when I'm on the fast is this. It's some sliced jalapenos. I don't think anybody's going to really binge on them, and according to if I'm reading the calories right, it says a quarter cup is 5 calories. And I doubt if we're going to put a quarter cup on there. So pretty much no calories. So I've cut some up. I'm just going to sprinkle them around. So something like this is what I will have when I'm on the VLCD or the liquid only. The calories I've just added is very nominal. According, like I said, it's 5 calories for a quarter cup of the jalapenos. So what have I got in a calorie there, maybe? And for the salsa, maybe 10 calories, but I kind of doubt if it's that much. So now from here, I can slice it or just pick it up and eat it. Now let's assume you're on one of the HMR plans where you can add other things. Now if you're on one of the plans where you can add other items, oh, one more thing, if you're also on the liquid only, I recommend something like this. This is Kernel seasoning. It's a popcorn seasoning. You can usually find it in the popcorn aisle. It pretty much has no calories, but it is super high in salt content, so be aware of that. But you can sprinkle this on here or some Molly McButter or something, and you can get the flavor without really adding any calories to the pizza. So that's one that I would eat if I'm on the supplement only. Now if you're not on the supplement only, you can add more. Then I recommend more things like some bell peppers, some onions. I would probably put a little more salsa on it. Anything like this makes it healthy and delicious. Now from here, if I'm putting the fresh greenery on it, I would probably recook it to cook this into it, make it more like a typical pizza. But you've got the idea for our application here. So here's Jeff's pizza. So one more thing, you got to hear the crunch. Let's see if there's a crunch, everybody. We ready? Crunch is priceless when you're in supplement only. This is Jeff's third cooking video. Jeff's Cooking with HMR, and I hope you enjoyed it.